Live from the Talking Joe studios, it's Talking Joe.
Talking Joe is on the air.
Hey, Talking Joe fans, it's Mark here. And this episode we're doing something a little bit different. We have got a behind-the-scenes look at Real American Hero issue 288. What we're going to be doing is having a discussion with Kewber Baal live on video, on tape. Me and Tim will be having a in-depth discussion about his background, how he got into art, his history with G.I Joe, and the process of making this issue 288, which features a spotlight on Falcon. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the discussion. We'll be back again very soon with our normal style show where me, Tim, and another very special guest will be digging into the detail of 288, the I Spies, the error detectives, the hammerisms, and all the rest. But for now, let's dig into it with Kewber.
Now back to G.I Joe.
So it's me and Tim. We're on video. And we're here with a very, very special guest. We'll pop him into the stream in just a second, but I'll first do the blurb. So, our special guest today is Kewber Baal. Brazilian Kewber's breakout book was Jenifer Blood for Dynamite Entertainment in 2011. And since then, he's been working on books such as Army of Darkness, Kiss, Vamperella, James Bond, and now, most importantly, G.I Joe. He's coming live from Brazil, so let's give him a big Talking Joe welcome. Here's Kewber. Welcome onto the show. So I can tell that you're in the depths of a very cold Brazilian winter, Kewber. Is that right?
Yeah. He is not. It's our work outfit. We have no outfit.
So when we spoke to Nitho Diaz, a fellow Brazilian, not too long ago, he described the working environment as hot as hell. What's it like in Brazil at the moment?
Yeah, Brazil is hot as hell, and I live in the most hottest state in Brazil.
Wow.
Here we have I don't know to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, né? It's the temperature there, né? But here we use Celsius. We usually have 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. Well, sorry for my accent, but
yeah.
But here,
it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
What is in Kelvin, Tim?
Kelvin.
Let me just consult my educational
my notes, yeah.
reading.
No idea.
Are you near a beach? Are you near a park? Are you near a forest? What's your neighborhood like?
No, here it's about two hours from the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's above a small mountain. So here is not exactly the beach temperature, whatever, but it's not, here is not so hot. The beach is most hot.
Okay,
it's hot.
And are you in?
You can have an idea. In the main city of my state, the capital, if we put the foot outside our home, we start to sweat. Just put the foot. Seriously, we need to take almost 3 or 4 showers for each day.
Are you in a big building? Are there tall buildings near you? Are there small buildings or houses near you? What is your neighborhood? What's your city like?
Oh no, here is I'm in a house. In a house,
And
just one floor.
are you in Campina Grande?
Yeah,
Is that right?
big fields. Translating
That's
to
what it
English,
means.
big
Big
fields.
fields.
Yeah, Campina Grande.
Very good.
We
Okay,
here
so
it's like Texas. I don't know what reference for you for UK, but because I have more contacts from United States, but there it's like Texas.
I have been to Texas and I know people who live in Texas, so I understand.
yeah,
I
I
think
don't
the
think
people. I think the people is the same. Are the same.
I don't think we've got an equivalent in the UK. It's too small to have the hot bit.
Uh-huh.
It's all cold and rainy. But there we
I
go.
I thought I saw you holding an Apple pen. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
holding an Apple pen? Do you
yeah. I'm
draw
using an iPad.
do you draw
So
digitally?
yeah, but just about 1 year. I, I,
Okay.
I am I am drawing digitally because I was getting many opportunities of jobs and here in Brazil and also in the publishers in United States. So I was think that I was needing to device to make my work faster. So I decided to try last year, and there was a work some time ago that needs to be digital because the complexity of the what the
Mhm.
writer was asking for. So I decided to try it. To try, I bought this is the best iPad. It's not the iPad Pro because well, here in Brazil, the most expensive iPads is here in Brazil because all the
Right.
fees taxes it's horrible to buy things here.
Hmm.
So I bought the iPad 7 and I cried like in fetal position during 3 or 4 days because I I thought I was spending money for I think that not worth for. But well, there was a blink in my head, and I just learned. I just learned. Oh, this is how this is working. And, well, uh,
It
I,
clicks very fast.
yeah, yeah.
Do you
So,
miss drawing on paper, touching an actual surface, an actual ink or actual pencil?
well, since I bought this iPad, I never uh, drawing using a board and
Okay,
for more than
interesting.
1 year.
Okay.
But well,
Because I thought looking at the GI because you posted a little video on your Twitter of you inking a
yeah,
panel of Falcon, and I thought it looked like it was traditional pencil on paper that you then scanned and were inking digitally, but that was all digital, was
no,
it?
it was all digitally.
Oh wow, okay.
I don't use more paper board anymore. But since to 20 I don't know how to say the years, but
Tw- 20,
2007
two,
2007
2007.
2007.
2007. Whoa. So since 2007, I started to work in comics. So it was everything using paper. Well, I have tons of paper here in my shelves. I already broken shelves here because the
Just like weighing down.
yeah
Oh wow.
two times the shelves broken.
Did you go to school to draw or to draw comics before you got published in 2007? What's your training?
Well, no, I never gone to a school. Well, I if we'll talk about this my biography. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
yeah,
go for it. So
man,
how did you get drawing?
yeah, man, I draw that. Well, as my parents said to me, I draw since I was 3, and I never stopped. Basically, it was. Yeah, always was the guy that I stay home to draw, and I always used that to escape from social interactions. So I was in school, people are trying to talk to me. I just down my head. Well, if I stay here, I ignore them. They will go out. So I and it was my hyper focus during all my life. But well, I live in a small city of a small state of a country that this is not the culture. We don't have the a culture of comics or a culture of artists. Well, and well, here my parents try to find teachers and to find classes to develop all these skills. They say it's skills. Uh, and well, here they just found nothing here, and they don't know what to manage this. So just just let me there, and I just keep drawing. So when I always did comics during my childhood, but I never had this idea to work professionally in comics because, well, the place I live to have many, well, because it's in 1990s, 20 years ago, and we have the opportunity to work with many things. We will need to travel and live in São Paulo or Rio. Also, there is the focus of the development here in Brazil. And well, I knew I will never live there, so never tried. I but this changed when I was in what's the name and university. High school. After high school, we go to university. There, don't know the name in English and in UK English, but well,
Like
when
a
I
college, maybe.
Yeah,
college,
college or university. Yeah.
college university. Well, yes. When I come to college university, I try to do science of. Oh, my English is horrible. Sorry, but
Okay.
I think it's science of computation.
Okay. Computer science.
Computer science. Well, okay, here is literally translating science of computation here in Brazil. But computer computer science. Well, I joined this university, and well, I knew the social media was starting. So it was in 20 and well, in I think the start in the beginning of the century and to 2001, and the social media was just emerging and just and internet here in Brazil is starting to be a popular thing. That was easy to sign a connection to the house. Before that, it was impossible. There was not internet in 19th, much more for colleges and enterprise and enterprise. Is it the name? Enterprise companies.
Yeah.
And well, social media starting. We'll have we starting here in Brazil the Orkut. Don't know if you remember that Orkut. Orkut name? No, it was the
Doesn't
first. It was the first social media here in Brazil. The Orkut. Don't know the name in English, but it's
the early ones in America were Friendster,
Friendster.
Like
Friendster.
MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Some years ago, some years some years after, the MySpace started to emerge here in Brazil, but well, it was not popular. But it was the Orkut, and there we find I and my wife, it was the accounts there, and we found communities of comics, and there we realized there were many Brazilians that worked with comics in United States, and well, it was the moments that I thought, well, Brazilian do this. I didn't know that, and the funny part of this is because Brazilians in that time, they adapted their names to be easy to pronounce in English. So we have the credits in comics in the English names. Well, we never could realize they were Brazilians. So really funny the adaptation. It's like the name the guy is here is José. There they just put Joe. He literally translates to Joe the name. Pronto, Paulo is Paul. Pronto, and well, it works. And but it was the same thing I just said before. They need to go to São Paulo. São Paulo Rio is the main focus of the where the things work here in Brazil. But with internet, I found that were agencies but the professionals to work there, and I started to try. I said, well, they have emails account. Well, I tried to talk to them, and it was the first kick in the back I had, because everybody that answered me, that replied me, said I don't have skills to work with comics. I have problems of anatomy, problems of perspective, problems of everything. Basically, two of the agents said to me, I need to try other work else. So I think I'm really unsubordinated. And I said, well, if I can try an agents, I'll try to talk to publishers. And I started to research around all the internet, and I found forums, I found the publishers, I found contacts, and I started to post some jobs, some works, some pin-ups, some drawings of superheroes and of characters I created during my life. And I have the first contacts of people asking me if I do pages. Nice drawing here. Do you work with pages? How about you? How is your page rate? Oh, don't know. I didn't know what is page rate. I didn't know English in that time, never English. So I got the first contacts, and well, I accept. I want to work with comics, and there were Brazilian writers or readers.
Writers.
Writers. Yeah, a Brazilian writer was trying that time to send a story to a indie publisher in United States that it will be published that time, but no money. There was no money, and I say, well, let's go. I do. At least I will have a publisher work. It's a good beginning, to show to other contacts, and we did this work. It was published. I have the copies here with me. It was an anthology of horror stories, and I think it was the catalyzer of do horror stories, because the other people that asked me to draw pages was horror stories. Yeah, everything. I I was the guy to do horror stories. So during 7 years, I was working on indies with indies publishers and indies writers in United States. And well, it was the first time I tried to get contact to an agency again. Now, well, 7 years of experience managing deadlines, managing writers, doing suggestions, doing notes, and I needed to refine my line art. So I try to every one time for a year. I try to send emails to all agents I knew, and I for almost 3 years I have no reply. And one good day, at the end of the day, the holiday, December 31, I just I will send this email to two agencies. Sorry, and and the next day I have the reply for both agents, and I picked one because one was Glass House. Don't know if you know that about that Glass House comics.
Glass
No, Glass
House.
House. Glass House.
Glass House
Oh, you know.
Comics. Glass
Uh,
House Graphics.
Graphics. Yeah, Glass House
Okay.
Graphics. And but this is an American agency. So I was thinking, I prefer to have an agency here in Brazil because they were getting gigs for Brazilians. So the other agency was here in Brazil, the extinct Art and Comics. It was the name here, and I did the first test for DC Comics. Well, I did not uh, got any job, so I tried a first test for Jenifer Blood for Dynamite, and also I did not get the job. And yeah, that's why in Jenifer Blood, if you take a look, the first arc of Garfiennes, we have three artists because the first artists they quit, and I did the first test, and I did not be approved, and they got another artist, and the other artist don't know what happened with him. So some months after, I was still doing gigs for indie writers and indie publishers, huh? And well, in some months I drew new pages, so I thought, I will show this new page for my agent, and I sent an email with new stuff, and he said, "Wow, cool! Hey, you wanna do that test of Jennifer Blood again?" Oh yeah, sure. So here's it. Here's the script. Chose three pages and sent to me in I thought in 2 days.
Oof.
Yeah, pick three pages, sent to
Three
me in 2 days.
pages in 2 days.
Pencils and inks.
Yeah, pencils and inks.
Okay.
Because all my career in comics, I did pencils and inks.
Okay.
Always. And it was a problem for me because when I talked with any agent, they said my pencils was dirty and horrible and impossible to an inker understand what I'm doing. So I just in my head is I think I've never had a job in DC or Marvel or any of the biggest publishers because they need a pencil. My pencil is horrible, and mainly because I don't do pencils. I just do hooks and sketches, and I just ink. When I ink, I will do really what I am thinking to do. So if I do the pencils for any other inker else work on that, I will lose time to refine the pencils and to clean the pencil. Well, it's worth for me to ink my own pages. So when I did the first test, it was the DC Comics test was pencils, and I was not approved. And but Dynamite, it was the first time it was pencils. But I think, if I remember, the second time I did the test was inking the page. And well, it was that. I remember it's a number of pages, more pages than days to send the it the deadline to send them. And well, it was I was already used to work at midnight and don't sleep. I have problems of sleep. I have some conditions in my brain. Well, we can talk about this if you want later. And I don't sleep so much. I sleep about today. I sleep about 3-4 hours for the day. So that time I was sleeping. I was sleeping more time because I don't have so much jobs or so much deadline to hit. But it was the first time I started to really not sleep and uh, get all midnight from to the sunrise, working
Sunset.
until sunset.
Yeah.
And it was a funny moment. I'm talking much about this because it was a funny moment. Because in this day, the last day, I was trying to finish the page to send in the next morning. Yeah, the electric energy just
Oh, you lost power.
yeah.
The electricity cut out.
Yeah, thanks a lot for for teach to me about how to speak some terms, because it's difficult to me to talk in Portuguese. You can imagine English.
No, you're doing
Yeah.
very well. You've used the word catalyst,
Oh.
catalyst, or I can't quite remember the Brazilian for catalyst. It's my.
So how did you finish your 3 pages?
Yeah, I had to finish with the 3 pages with no power, and well, I got lots of candles. Yeah, it's about 15 candles, 14, 50 candles. In the dinner room, in our dinner room, the table was a round table. And well, I did a satanic ritual.
A satanic ritual?
I put the candles around all the table. I remember I lighted up. How, don't know the name. Oh, God damn it. One yes and one no. I was alternating the candles because I was worried if I light up every candles at the time, the candles will just
Run
lose
down.
the charging, run down, and just I will turn with no light again.
So you were
So
conserving your candles.
yeah.
You're saving half of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So well, maybe I think about this now. Right now, I think that was because I think I did a pact with the. I think
A pact with the
because I
devil.
was. I think I was really. Join a
Accidentally
satanic
submitted.
ritual, and I don't know about that. Now I'm afraid because this test it was approved. And it was the first test in this page. They was published the test page.
Mhm.
So in Jenifer Blood, there, if you see the I don't know if you both you read the Jenifer Blood, but
I've not actually. But...
no, the issue 5 It was my test pages, and I started.
Oh, they
well, I had
published your test pages.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
they were published and issue 5, and but well, issue 5. But the editor and my agency said, well, you don't know, you don't need to do this issue right now. You need to finish the previous issue, the previous book, because the other artists did not finish that.
So you have to do issue
well,
4 now.
Yeah. So the last pages of issue 4 are my pages, and I started well because I started with Garfiend's book. It's a good start,
What a way to start. Yeah, fantastic.
Just simple, family friendly. Well, and my first official page was hanged man,
Oh, a hanged man.
hanged man.
Yeah.
Using lingerie, purple lingerie, and with the orange in the mouth. It was my first page.
Welcome to American comics.
Yeah. Well, it was amazing because I'm a huge fan of Annie's work, and well, it blew my mind. It really blew my mind because the thing that made me to really join Dynamite is because the boys.
Okay.
The boys,
the publisher of the boys. Yeah.
Yeah, they published the boys, and when I met the boys title, it was awesome for me, and not during the books publishing, they was changing the artists and getting many randomically artists. So I was trying. Well, let me try to and end of this book, end of these books. But well, when I joined, the boys was over, so I did get this opportunity. But I really hope I'm really cheering to any time they can do a spin-off and thing, and they could call me to hey, let's do this space. So well, it was my break-in in comics. Well, for I can say the mainstream publishers. No?
Yeah.
Because I was during 7 years worked for indie comics. Even I and my wife. My wife is colorist. Oh, you asked who colored the cover? It was my wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah.
I just forgot to reply you. Yeah, it's the signature.
Okay, because on the
it's on the signature, is it?
Yeah, because on the inside front cover, it just has the artist but not the colorist.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's my fault. I think I did not.
You forgot to tell them.
I hope he will.
I hope
not,
you're not going to get in trouble with the wife. Yeah.
So after you.
So while we're on that subject, so your wife, I'm probably not going to pronounce this properly, but she's colorista Chimeris. Chimeris.
Yeah, the man Elmer. It's not Chimeris, it's Chimeris. And the pronouns of Baal here is Baal.
Kewber Baal.
But in any country here, the people don't know.
even in Brazil, people are a bit like not quite sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our name is too. Neither in Brazil people know how to pronounce, so it's difficult.
And did she become a colorist because of your involvement in comics, or was she already a colorist when you met?
Oh no, yeah, we started to work together. Because when I started to try to find jobs of comics, the first I said before that the Brazilian writer, it was a black and white story for the anthology, and she said, "Well, it's black and white. Well, I can do great tones." I said, "Well, you can do great tones. So using what do you use?" Well, I will using the Photoshop. I try anything. So she tried using the mouse
Uh-huh.
to make the great tones, and it worked. And we started well. When we were looking for jobs, we found colorist jobs too. And she just tell me, well, let me buy a tablet, and I will be colorist. Oh. Just simple.
So
Yeah.
when you started drawing for Dynamite, did you then draw a lot for Dynamite, or were you doing some jobs for Dynamite and some jobs in Brazil?
Oh no, Dynamite. No, the jobs in Brazil it was just for this writer. After that, only American writers.
Okay. And then
So
when you started after Jenifer Blood, did you draw something every month, or were you doing other jobs that weren't for Dynamite?
oh, let me just make my brain work there. Just hold on. And well, I don't know exactly the years, but I can say to you, I joined Dynamite in 2011
Okay.
with Jenifer Blood, and the first time I got no job for Dynamite is after I did James Bond. I think in 2018.
Okay. Yeah,
I was
Mark has on screen a list from your website of
it's my
all
website.
of
It's
all of
not
your
updated.
work,
Yeah.
but
It's not.
Yeah. So
it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
yeah. So lots
No.
lots of Jenifer Blood, starting with 4, keeping on going until what 30 They're more Jenifer Blood, and then some other projects. Then Army of Darkness
Yeah.
2016, Kiss 2016-17, Jeepers Creepers, then James Bond 2020, Vamperella 2021.
Yeah.
So
This hiatus was just in James Bond. I got a hiatus of about 6 months. It was not. It was now in 2020. Yeah. And
so
sometime before, after I finished Keys, I got about 3 months without job from Dynamite.
okay.
But before that, it was unproject before, after. No.
Yeah, they must like you because they keep on giving you jobs.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
must
yeah.
be
I
reliable.
really think a lot because when I joined it with Jenifer Blood, I had no idea what the things work, how the pick artists, the pick colorists. I had no idea. So because when I working just for in the writers, we just keep the same artists, the same colorists during many books, many issues, so many projects, and when we get a publisher that have many titles and all a crew around doing each one in our own department. I had no idea, and well, I finished Jenifer Blood. Issue 3, no, 4, 5, and 6, and after that, they just sent the script for issue 7 and say, well, keep doing. And
Keep going.
whoa, okay, so it comes. Issue 8, issue 9, 10. For 3 years, I worked on Jenifer Blood, and after that, I did another Jenifer Blood miniseries written by Stephen Grant,
Uh-huh.
and and after that, they started to they kept getting books for me.
So
I
when
have
did
no
you
idea, and I have no idea because they were doing this.
Okay, when did you first hear about drawing an issue of G.I. Joe, and who contacted you?
Oh, that time is in that time is I was. Yeah, I like a lot to do with school. In that time, I get no projects from Dynamite. Uh, well, it was about 2 years and 3 years ago. Well, I needed to. Well, let's try to send anything to other publishers. Before that, I didn't have interest because I was working for Dynamite. Oh, I don't know if I don't know how things work, but I don't think it's good. We have a job and try to look for other jobs. For in my opinion, is like well, I'm not doing the fair value to the job I have. So while I was in Dynamite, I much difficult to try to find another job. And in meanwhile, I just quit the agents too. I was in that agents that they get this job for me to join Dynamite for about 3 years, I think. Yeah, about 3 years. And after that, they had situations with the publisher, with Dynamite, and with the publishers, and uh, I they they started to remove all the artists from Dynamite, the crew, and the agent just called me and say, well, you will go with us or you will keep with them. And I say, well, I had family, I have a kid, I had bills to pay. Unfortunately, I can't just quit then. Well, they accepted me. They were getting books for me to draw. So I know that I can't just quit and say, well, you just chose. So I quit the agents to stay with them, and with it was uh, during all these years. So just some years ago, about 3 years ago, it was the first hiatus I had from Dynamite because the schedule. Well, when I finish a book, they all the projects from then were all filled. So I was needed to open any other project to call me back, and I have this I had this talk with the Dynamite editor, and they said to me, "Well, I think you need to try out other thing out here." So, well, I just think, well, I'm really in a problem now because I don't have a way to do it. I don't have contacts, so I got the publisher's emails and the Facebook accounts, and everything. Well, I could tell them, and started to send my portfolio of Arm of Darkness and Green Hornet, the titles Kiss, also Kiss, some pages of this, and colored pages because many of these projects my wife colored them. So well, I tried to get job for both of us, and well, we had no reply. I just well, I don't know the correct word to say without say without this a dirty word, but sorry for about this, but I just think, well, why fuck it, I I will starve and sleep in the street under a bridge because I will not have to get another job, and I think there was any other thing I could learn or get a job uh, with out of comic industry because it was I had no jobs before I had comic start to work with comics. I just start with comics, and so I don't have a historical of a career of jobs of traditional jobs. So I really didn't know what to do. And but Dynamite came back, They called me to start another project, and after that, they started again to send to me projects one after one after one. I really think a lot, and just this year I got an email of Tom Waltz, the editor of the one of the editors of the IDW, and just they told me, hey, are you available to draw G.I Joe? I just say, well, yeah, yeah. Simple like that. It's about it was in September,
Okay.
if I remember, August or September of this year. Just get this email from him. Yeah, are you available? Well, I was joining at that time 4 projects at the same time. Yeah, I done four projects, and yeah, actually I was doing 5 projects at the same time, but right now I'm in 3. So I said, yeah, I have a spot for one more project. Be sure for that.
Just add it onto the
And
pile.
so
And the project shelf.
Yeah, you put your iPad on your shelf.
iPad. So I accepted the project. So Tom said to me, well, you can start with a cover. Yeah, I can start with a cover. So I drew this cover. You show it, show it up,
Here we go.
and yeah,
Wrong one. This one.
they sent all the reference for Falcon. Yeah, many reference I designed. It was this cover. It's a fun thing because I was in my kids institute. They do therapy, and I received this email. Yo, you can do a book of G.I Joe. Well, yeah, I can do it. So can we start with a cover? Yeah, I can start with a cover. Let's do it. So they send an email. Well, here is the references. This is our main character that will feature the book, and I think to do a cover about like this pic. They showed me a pic of a guy holding I don't know the name, a machine gun, a fuzil. It's not a shotgun. Holding another weapon, and an helicopter in the background. They said, well, you can do a guy like this one with this holding a Falcon holding his weapon as a shotgun, and in the background the helicopter must be this helicopter. They sent me a reference. So in about about 30 minutes, I just did this sketch. It say, well, it's like this. Tom say, well, whoa, it was fast. Well, I had time.
And
So in
was
the same day,
was that a rough, or that was this picture?
yeah, I got reference. I got the picture, and just if I remember, I did a sketch before. I did a layout. Like that. So so he said, "Oh, it was fast." Well, yeah, I am fast. I got time. I always have time. So and the other day, I think no, I think it's the same day. In the night, I just did the dispensers that I sent to them, and his reaction was the same. He said, "Oh, really fast! You over? Yeah, I'm fast." I remember he said, "Well, I did this cover for about 1 day of of the month. But I think they did me they said to me a deadline. I think about I think 15 days or 20 days. And
For the whole issue?
yeah. So
Okay.
I did the cover
But they
to
gave you 15 days to draw the 20 pages?
No, to draw the cover.
To the cover. Right. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's more realistic.
Yeah, it's like I don't remember the exactly the dates, but I remember. Well, I need this cover to August 20. You can do that. Well, I was in September 10. Well, yeah, I can do it. So in 2 days I sent the cover.
So when you got the script or the plot, did you have it translated, or is your reading of English good enough that you could follow the script?
No, I've read it all in English.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
well, after 7 years working
right.
uh,
Okay.
the comics now, I needed to learn English.
Okay.
I think that's why I have no so much experience to talk, because that you can see I'm talk. Is an
Because you
almost
talk very well. You
You're
talk very well.
mostly reading and drawing. You're not
yeah
spending as much time talking.
yeah. I
Um,
can read it and I can write in English perfectly, but
okay.
I don't listen well. Well, I don't listen well in Portuguese too, and I don't talk so well.
So can we go back for a second? So G.I. Joe has been around for 40 years, and uh, there are a couple hundred issues
Mhm.
of these comics that have come out before, and there's the
Mhm.
toys and there's the TV show. Did you know G.I. Joe before this?
Yeah, yeah.
How?
Well, I didn't know exactly there were comics. Well, because well, as you said, it's about when started GI Joe comics. When was it started? It's about the 80s,
1982.
82.
Yeah, 39 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I born in 1983.
Okay, okay.
So, and I had no idea there were comics now of G.I. Joe. But well, the toys, they have the toys here in Brazil. Brazil, the name of they translated the name for to no, they translated the name G.I. Joe to translated to translating back to English. They just translated to commands in action. Here is comandos em ação. Well, I had no idea that was G.I. Joe.
Okay.
G.I. Joe. But we have the toys here, and the toys here were much expensive. I never had money to buy anyone, and all the friends that had an G.I. Joe toy and G.I. Joe figure, they just said to me, "Well, I have, you don't have." Ha ha ha! It
Nice.
was G.I. Joe was a social limit for who
There was
could buy
also okay.
who could buy an G.I. Joe toy and who couldn't buy. So we always needed to buy the pirate versions, the Chinese versions, and well, it was not the same. The main thing I always wanted the GI Joe toys was about the all the articulations,
Oh yeah.
because it was really difficult to find toys
Yeah.
with all this versatility. So
Yeah.
I was really crazy in that time. And well, in that time, well, there were the military and action movies was a big boom here in Brazil too. Brazil is almost 10 years late the United States culture. So with I have Sylvester Stallone Rambo moving 18s in Brazil, we have in 19s.
Okay.
Basically this, and and yeah, I don't know, and I don't have a really a place of speech for this, because before I was a really a kid, I had no idea what was happening, but I think but I watched movies since I was 4 or 5, so in the 80s, and so I think I'm not sure, but I think it's this. Brazil is a bit late, about 10 years. So
There was
Yeah.
also in the 80s a G.I. Joe cartoon, an animation show on TV. Did you ever know about
I
that?
I don't remember if I had G.I Joe animation here. I don't remember.
Okay.
So I'm trying I trying to give a light for my mind, but I think I can be wrong. Can be wrong.
And did you ever read any of many of the comics of GI Joe, or was the first one that you read the one that
Yeah.
you drew?
It was the first one. The first one comic of G.I. Joe, it was the comic I drew.
It's a good start.
So, when did you get the script? How long did you have to draw the 20 pages?
You mean the deadline to
Yeah,
finish the
yeah.
pages?
Yeah, for this one.
Oh, well, I was really worried about this part because, well, I did the cover and I sent the cover to them. They approved it. Well, it's everything's right here. So, and in a few weeks, I will get to you the script. So, okay. And it was I think, I don't remember well, but I think it was August or September. Like, it's the average of the time we were talking. So, well, the days kept coming, and no script coming. Well, I don't know. I don't know tone. I don't know how they work. I will not. I will not interfere where it's not my business. So I will not push them. I think I will. I I think I have no place to do this right now. It's my first job in IDW. So I can't. In my opinion, I can't just push them. So, well, I kept waiting. I was doing Vamperella for the Dynamite at the same time, and doing more two projects at the same time too. So, well, I will advance my projects and wait for the script. And in a beautiful sunny day, I just have my name pronounced and mentioned in Twitter and mentioned it in something other social media. And well, what is that? So it was they announcing the pre-orders of G.I Joe number 2018 for November. And I said, "What? I don't have the script yet. Oh, how they have the release date with I didn't get the script yet." So, well, okay, if they schedule the releasing date in a few days, I must have the script. But the days were coming. The month is ending, another month is coming, so we got October, and well, man, I don't have the script yet. So I will write to Tom to asking for. Well, there is a limit there that we was uh, walking through a limit line that if I get the script after that, I will not be uh, really available. So I don't know the right word, but I will not. I can't.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
send
enough time.
Yeah, I
You're
can't.
you're working on your other projects.
Uh, no, but even working on the projects because I always trying to do a way of conciliating all projects, and well, knowing the deadline, I can prioritize what is the deadline is asking for, and the other things I can manage this. But it was in a situation for me because, well, I don't know what kind of line art they would like. I know yeah, yeah. Even if I don't read the G.I. Joe, if I don't, I researched about it, and it was the time I knew there were so many years they were publishing. Because when I started in comics, I noticed many adaptation of movies, of toys, of games. We have comic books, né? So I was just thinking, well, G.I. Joe is another one project that is adaptation from the toys, but I didn't know it was so many time ago. And it was that thing I think, well, again, I fuck it. Because I have a huge fans. I know the importance of who is reading, who is fun, who is following up during all these years. And well, I just can't do a lazy job. I really just need to do the best thing I can there. So I was in a situation that, well, if we pass this, if we go after these days without a script, I can't even if I don't just if I if in even if I'm doing only GI Joe, I will not be able to send in time. And you can think about work on 4 projects, 5 projects. But I write to Tom. Hey Tom. Well, I not say I realized that you have the pre-orders open and the release date already open, but I don't have script yet. Well, is there any provision of get the script where we can start and search? Well, he say, "Wow, in right timing. I will have a script for you tomorrow." I saw. Oh, well, cool. So I got the script. I think it was in October. Don't remember the exact day, but it's about 1.5 months to send the page. So, but I know that there are the colors, there are the leather, there are the print testing, all the all this bureaucracy from printing and distribution, and so I can just send it. Well, if the release date was November 10, I can send the pages in November 1st. There is no enough time, so I need to send much days before. So it was really a marathon to draw this page and draw this page in the way I really want to draw, because I can't draw. I don't know. I don't know if an artist know how to do this, but I just don't know how to draw a thing. Just lazy. Just we have 10 days to send 20 pages. I do a fast work there, and here's. I just don't know how to do this. I can't. And it's a problem for me because I don't have many times the idea of timing coming of the how the time work. And I many times I say, well, this page is an easy page, I can do this page, I think 6 hours I finish this page. So I spent 3 days doing this page.
An easy page.
Yeah, it's an easy page. Oh, there was just one character in the page. Oh, just forest. I do some leaves and trees in background. I when I
What was
I
what was the easy
realized.
what was this easy page? Which one was it?
Oh, the first pages was easy for me. I have a lot of references of this museum. This museum is a real museum. And draw this everything there were a reference, so it was easy because I just need to get the angle I think it was cool to do on the frame on each panel, and well, the references there just need to copy what is there. So all these attractions inside the vitrines, some of them I got hefs. I forgot the name.
Reference?
Reference. I was saying references. Reference, and I did a quick research, a quick Google. I found many of what we have inside this museum, so it was easy. And the next pages it was also easy because we have no backgrounds, just simple things there, and it's a face to face conversation, so it's good to work with angles, work with close ups and zoom in, zoom outs to have a more dramatical and dynamic scene, because conversation scenes many times could be boring to read. So it was easy. The real problem was when it started with the action, because I had no reference of the characters. Have generic reference. Now, well, the enemy is like that. They send about 4 picks with many guys. I need to design each guy. I will design
Mm.
each of these guys
Right.
to go with one. It's another problem I have. I don't know if a problem, but for me it's a problem because I spent many time with this. But even the secondary characters, I like to do a background for him, for her. Because I will just draw. Well, it's a woman that working with computers. Okay, I draw a woman with a long hair, using a jacket and with a notebook in the hand. No, I try to do the a good glasses, try to see what could be the the haircut for him to anyone who look at that and well, he's not England, I think he is from Ireland, because of his haircut. I like to do this. I like to put a ring, to put an alliance in the finger, to put a all these things. So I designed the characters, and I did to do different characters to be recognizable to the reader. Don't have problems to reading see many characters in the panels, and so I try to do each one really different from other. So
Yeah.
I try to do different ethnics, from like they were from different countries, different cities, different locations, born locations, and it spent me time because I really need to do this. I think many times secondary characters is most important than the main characters. Main characters are already there. Everybody know then about them. So, and I try to find the logical. Because an example, the fast draw is totally armored. They have a rocket launcher in his pack. He have all one armor. Uh, the the law, law, no? The name of this one.
Yeah.
Law.
Sure. Hmm.
Law. Order is the dog. Law. Yeah, law. Well, they have a helmet, but well, they were prisoners. So I always write to Tom and to Edito and to all people involved and ask, well, they are at prison. It makes sense they have the helmet.
Yeah.
Don't they? No, they don't have the helmet. So I spent about 2 days trying to location how is the haircut of Law, because we have just images of the helmet. And so I found a toy of him without the helmet. Whoa, it's his haircut. It's the color of his hair. So I tried to find fast draw without all his helmet too, and well, why not say, whoa, his haircut is the same haircut from the law. Oh, and now what I will do here? So well, I will try a different haircut. It's, uh, just a bit different. So, but his haircut is the same of Falcon haircut. So, well, I have a problem here. I'm trying to draw different characters, so they are almost the same. But I removed the armor off the armored from the fast draw, because the logic for me, if he's a prisoner, they will not keep him armored and with a rocket and a gun in his waist. So I removed everything. And well, I tried to understand how his clothing works to make this coherent. So it was the solution, I got. And
Yeah, I
this
like
is
the
the
way
time.
that Fast draw looks without all of his extra bits. I think it was a
Oh,
nice
you like?
touch to. Yeah, I
Oh,
thought it was great. Yeah.
thank you. I really thank you a lot, because it's a situation for me, because I at the same time I need to spend all this time trying to find a logical situation for the what character each character is doing there, but I am also a lot worried about what the people will think about it. So, well, I don't want to see Law without the helmet. Why is he without the helmet? Yeah, so I really worried about how, because it's a different way to show the character. Huh?
I can
It's not.
tell you, as a fan, as a reader, I want to see the characters in their full costumes. But and then when I turned the page, I thought, oh, Law doesn't have his helmet. Fastraw doesn't have his helmet and his missiles. But then I thought, well, they're prisoners. They shouldn't have that stuff. So you are correct, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, we have to have a good balance. Now, what is could be logical and what the readers want to see. So, but I really worried about this. It's a thing that make my mind really stressful, because I worried about what the fans, the people that really buy the comic. Well, I want to show to them a good story. So all the narrative, all the storytelling there, because I don't know if know about Larry Hama scripts, but his script is really open.
Mhm.
They not. I don't know if you know about this. Well, I also didn't know. I just knew it. I just knew it after I received the script, but it's really open, and the script had no speech. I just didn't know what the characters are talking. So I need to to read each panel, and I need to deduce, well, what is expression he is doing there, to be consistent with what he's speaking, and well, geographically, I also need to do a thing that geographically we could understand what is happening there. Mainly in the action scene. Action scene, I can just do wow. One guy is firing up, wow, and hit the other guy. The other guy fall. The other guy fire up. We need to understand what happened. So I also mapped all the swamps, where is the sun, and I was trying to think, where each character is now in this panel, even if it's not appearing in the panel. But I was thinking, well, what if this guy is doing it now? Well, this is here. And right now in this panel, this guy is shooting that the other guy is dodging and hiding. But well, in the other character now, he's there. He's here. So when he appears, well, he reappears in panel 4. He appears in this position. So I was trying to do this to make a reasonable situation there. And also, I this is the part where I think this is, well, fast panel is action. We have no background. It's just some trees. It's really easy to do. I can do all these 4 pages in 2 days. I am the guy. I, so I realized I was in 6 days, and looking at the page, and thinking, well, what I will do right now. But when it's uh, much grateful for me to I don't know even what the readers is thinking about the, because many times I think is I give much importance in a thing that problem in the other guys just say, well, it's just another thing. You don't know.
So in terms of what readers think, the comic has only been out for 4 days, so it's early and it's hard to say what the fans think. But you've made this comment about how you wanted to make the background characters look distinct from each other and the three main characters, and they do. Like Fastraw has particular eyebrows, and his nose is shaped differently than Law. Law has thinner eyebrows, right? Fastraw's nose is a little bit more convex. Law's is concave. So the care and the detail, both in faces, character design, and also where everyone is in the fight scenes, it is clear from reading the comic that you were being very careful and putting a lot of work into this. This is a very satisfying issue of G.I. Joe. Some of that is the story, but a lot of it is the art. And there are lots of issues where someone draws a good job, but maybe they didn't have as much time, or maybe the job is a little less important to them. And in this issue, it does show through that you put a lot of hard work into this issue, and you did your best.
And it's G.I. Joe is often quite a complicated stories, lots of characters, lots of different scenes and things like this, and it can be a case where it's quite easy for an artist to just trip up a little bit and just maybe not be completely clear for the reader. And reading this issue, it just seemed very, very clear. You absolutely knew where you were and where everyone was, and there was never a moment where I had to sort of stop and go, "Hold on a minute, what just happened?" It felt like a very, very smooth read, beginning to end. That it all made complete logical sense, and it was it just felt very sort of a very fluid, natural kind of issue, that there wasn't any kind of stumbling blocks or things that would potentially confuse. And yeah, the clarity, often the art, if a good job is done, sometimes you don't necessarily think about the art too much, because it's a tool that works completely and you don't have to think. It's kind of when something goes wrong, you go, what's happened there. But yeah, very, very clear, very good looking storytelling. So yeah, very happy with the art on this issue.
Oh, thanks. We thanks a lot. It's much grateful for me to hear this feedback, to know what I tried. It worked, and I had no reference, because as we talked some time ago, before, I didn't read any of the G.I. Joe books, and I know who was the previous artist. I don't know who were the previous stories. I have nothing. I just get the script and say, well, I need to work from here, because it's not exactly because I don't give importance who was the previous that. No, it's because that time I was without time. I had no time there, and I was doing Vamperella, I was doing the other projects, and I was really, really worried, and send a bad job, send bad pages, and also about the professional thing, because it was the first time I was called from IDW to do a job. Hey, if I do a generic work, well, they will not call me again. They will not. The feedback is not good. They will not call me for another title, another project.
Yeah. And if I was to guess, looking at the comic, I would say, yeah, this is drawn by someone who really knows G.I Joe, because there wasn't really a foot put wrong. So I wouldn't have guessed that G.I Joe was new to you. I was kind of expecting you to say, yeah, massive fan, read it all.
Oh,
So
yeah. Well, I could say you. I use it to really. Oh, I hate my English. But I used to cause this thing on people. Every project I do, when people will call to me, will talk to me about the project, they think I was a huge fan of this project. I was. It would happen with if James Bond, if it happened with Jeepers Creepers, it happened with Kiss.
You're
Uh,
not a big Kiss fan?
no, I'm not a big Kiss fan. I know everything about Kiss. No, I don't. But I know there are people
you
that
are,
know
yeah.
everything about Kiss. So I in my head, I need to make this guy happy, not the guy that Kiss, yeah, man. No, not this guy. I need to make this guy happy. This guy that I need to see that, and I am seeing that. Uh, this is for all projects I get. So, and I have a hyper focus problem. So I absorb everything. I think don't know say if good or bad, but I absorb and learn things really fast, in a way that, well, I have a G.I Joe project. Well, I do back everything. I go to all websites. I go to forums. I go to what people think about it. I always do this when I get a project that franchise or a franchise that already exists. So I need to get this previous feedback to know how to innovate that, what I can do for new on my part. But this was the problem of G.I. Joe because I had no time. I
But
I had I,
I tell
huh?
you what, though, you did take time to draw some very good dog panels. You're a man that knows how to draw a dog. Well, there we go.
Oh, I hated the dog. Oh, I hated. I think there were only two dogs. I thought, well, this is good. This is good. But after I finished the book, I reviewed all pages and I said, man, I need to change this dog. But I had no time, and I didn't change it. So the dogs, well, if you like the dogs, thank you a lot because I didn't like the
dogs
dogs.
dogs are difficult to draw, right? Particularly, different angles, in action, attacking people. But I think the dog lore here looks about as good as he's ever been drawn. To be honest, there's
Oh,
as I was flicking through, I was thinking, yeah, that's some
and,
good dog shots.
and the dog is difficult because I need to do some expression at the dog, but it's not a cartoon.
Yeah.
So it was 2 stars that will not match in this book. So I was really, well. If you have an idea, what was difficult to draw the last panel with the dog, last
Okay.
panel, because he's barking, but he's barking agreeing with what they were talking about. So the dog is understand the conversation, and he's he's make a thumbs up. So, well, how I would do a dog doing this? How could I draw a
Oh, there
dog
we go.
doing this?
I'll click on you, Tim. There we go.
And I tried to make
There we go. Woof.
a small smile, just a symbol of the smile and some eyebrows a bit, but not to stay so much cartoon, so to not be so much out of the line art, the original line art. But it's man, I didn't like the final result of the dog, but
When you finished your issue, did you say anything to the editor that you'd like to draw another issue? Did the editor say anything to you that maybe you can draw another issue?
oh, excuse me, please, no, I did not.
When
Could you?
you Sure. When you finished the issue, did the editor say to you that maybe you would draw another issue, or did you say to the editor you wanted to draw another issue? Will we see you back on G.I. Joe?
Oh, I don't know. I talked to when I finished the book. The feedback from Tom and from all the other people that were working, like Diana Davis, né? The other the other person is working on the book, and the assistant, editor assistant Megan, all of them sent to me a great feedback. They said they really liked it, really enjoyed the pages. It was really good. Fronton, also Fronton, they said he said it's really good. He it's much satisfied with the pages. And uh, he said he want to make me do other things for them. He said he said he will try to get other, or maybe other projects, other books,
Mhm.
or maybe G.I Joe. He didn't specify about this, but I'm still waiting. But I know how things work, né? How I know there is no there is no spot to a job right now there. I know they have the regular crew, the regular artists, and to for me to join another thing, I need to they need to have this free, né? this
An
this
open
job
spot.
available.
Yeah.
It's open spot is
Yeah.
exactly, and well, I know there is this situation, this, and I'm still waiting. He said they were positive. They said they want me to do other things there, but well, actually I'm still waiting.
So the other four projects you were working on when you drew this issue, have you finished those?
Well, Vampirella, yeah,
Okay.
Vampirella.
That's
And
one.
Vampirella was I was also in a deadline problem situation because I joined Vampirella. Replacing the other artists, the regular artists. Problem because I don't know why, but probably because of deadlines, of the delaying of the to finish the pages, and these days turning out near from the releasing date. So I was called to fill in, like a fill in, doing doing specific books just to gain months, of to the regular artists can send, they can hit the schedule in a good way.
All right. So
But
that's Vamperella. So
yeah,
G.I. Joe, Vamperella. What were the other three projects? Did you finish
yeah,
those?
yeah. No, the other ones I'm still doing.
Okay. Can you
Uh,
tell us what they are?
yeah. Well, I did Vampirella. I was in this same time I was doing G.I Joe. The Vampirella was with the deadline really tight. Also, because it was the last three books to finish all series. So well, it's almost 2 years of a project. So I know things were delayed each month. So the last books is basically it's totally the a rushed deadline. So that was also because we have this problem with G.I Joe to not do all researches I would like to do, because Vamperella was I prioritized because the release dates of the books. But in this time, during this time, I was asleep about 2 or 3 hours, and all the hours is working. I was like I am Tom Hanks in the island with the Wilson,
Wilson?
but I had no Wilsons.
You were going crazy.
Yeah, no, I have with my baby, with my kid, my baby. So they were distracting me. And my wife is working in other thing outside home, so I was with them, and well, it was about 3 months in this marathon, and well, Vamperella is it's over. I am already doing another thing for Dynamite right now. I just started other project, and the other ones was an whole project for Scout Comics.
Scout
It's not,
Comics?
yeah, it's not exactly Scout Comics. Né? It's the Oro, like the Oro department from Scout Comics. Yeah, that called Black Caravan.
Okay, it's an imprint at Scout Comics called
Yeah.
Black Caravan. Okay.
Black Caravan. So on an oral project called Swamp Dogs. I can tell about this. I can tell about this because the first issue was already released in October, so the project it's out. But I'm still doing the other books. So there are 5 books, and I'm finished right now the issue 3. So there are still 2 books to finish, and it's also I think that is coming closer to the deadline. So exactly because this is the same situation, the same problems I have, because I will say, well, this page is okay, it's easy to do, and I spend 4 days doing this page. I think it's easy, and I do details where I don't know if I need to do, but I really would like to do. And there were many characters, all characters are new characters, so and it's an whole story. So there are creatures that I want to do a good background, do a memorable design for them, and there were about 12. There were 12 creatures,
Okay.
all different from each other, all with historic. Also, it's in this issue 3 is like a flashback, the background of these characters. So I thought it was easy to draw. So you can imagine how is a story where we have we have 12 main characters. The main characters are 12, and the secondary characters.
The secondary characters, right? Okay, yeah.
Characters, and the background is and the established shots of each character. So it was spending much time as I was expecting. But well, I'm finished this one, and hope to start the issue for this month yet.
All right, Black Caravan is Scout's sci-fi horror imprint. That's what Black Caravan is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sci-fi, also sci-fi.
Sci-fi and horror.
Sci-fi and horror.
Horror again,
I
yeah.
thought it's also only a horror.
Okay.
And the other what?
I was going to say, if we bring it back to G.I Joe a second as well, one of the sort of the final sort of comments, questions that I had was around kind of the level of violence that's in this particular issue. There's a lot of shots to the head and various shootings, etc. Sort of quite gruesome in parts. How did you feel about that? And I heard a rumor that possibly you even had to tone it down a little bit from a first attempt. Is that true?
Oh, you asking me about how I have these solutions about the violence, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, just finished the other one thing. The other two projects were Brazilian projects. Just
Right.
Okay.
so three projects, three American projects, and two Brazilian projects. And well, about this one, I have this question about what is the age. What's the name in English for
What's the
the
age rating
Like
or
the
group?
yeah.
rating, eh? The
Rating.
age rating, eh? What, or if it's for 13 or 16 or
Mhm.
18, and well, I really use it to draw horror story and adult stories. So
Yeah.
I really draw blood. I draw guts coming off the guy, brains exploding, and well, I started with Garfield, so
Yeah.
I've and when I drew the layouts of the page, né? Vicente was explicit. Vicente was the head of characters, the main thing, in the foreground, and the brain was exploding. And I don't remember, but I think I got the brain splattering for all the panels
Oh no.
in the background of the panels, like. But well, and I asked. I did a questionnaire. Each page I was reading the script. I did a questionnaire. It was about 30 questions for of the what is happening. And it fix. Well, I have two options for this. Please pick one. I have a question for this. Here, this character is using what clothing of this character. I did all this questionnaire, and one of these questions was about the age hate and about violence. Because well, it's a war.
Uh-huh.
They are shooting each other. We don't have how to do this without the blood. But I drew the layouts well with the explicit violence, and it was the first note from Tom and from Larry. This design, uh, this layout of this panel you showed me was Larry. Larry say, "Oh, well, please, you can do this panel, something like that." He sent a sketch.
Where
Uh-huh.
the guy who's getting shot is at the edge of the panel or covered up by another panel.
Yeah, not this one. The previous one.
The previous
Uh-huh.
one, Mark,
The
that
one
you
when he's on
have.
the
Previous one.
ground. Hmm.
Yeah, it was a suggestion. No, the previous one.
The very first one that I
the
showed.
guy,
Okay. Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy have shooter in the head.
Okay, there we go,
Yeah,
Tim.
this one.
This
This one.
one. There we go. That
This
one.
one, it
Boom.
was a
Yeah.
suggestion from Larry.
Aha.
Well, make
Excellent. Yeah.
something like that. So got the message, and Tom wrote to me saying about the age hate, and we don't show blood, don't show explicit violence. So replying I replied him, saying, well, don't worry, I already know what to do. And all other panels, well, like Vicente, and the other ones, the main the ground on the ground, being shot on
Mhm.
the ground. Well, it was my idea, and how I could hide the violence, and
Uh-huh.
at the same time we have the experience of what happened or of what is happening.
Yeah, it's clear, but it's a little indirect or it's toned down.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, as you say, I think we can feel it and experience it, but we're not seeing everything. It's a lot of it's being left up to our imagination to fill in the blanks of the goriest bits.
I can say my line art, my work, it's much, well, don't know exactly the word I can describe this, but I say my line art is much dirty. It's
Uh-huh.
much don't know if realistic. No, I think no, it's not realistic. But it's like well, if the guys is on a swamp, I do they dirty. I do they with water. They with hair. Well, uh, oh man.
Their hair is matted down. It's wet.
Yeah, yeah. If they were in a place with much sand, I draw them dirty of sand. I always try to do this. So I don't know if if the age hate was funny. I think how I kid will read this. Because they are dirty there. They are in a swamp, so they have swamp water flowing down the clothing and the chin, and I do this. I do like well from because I think it's visually uh, it's good to see. It's good to we have a real idea of of what is happening there. So if I draw a clean corrected, it's not the same thing. So I can tell this in Vamperella. Well, is there is a most many blood. So I draw Vamperella has a sucker up neck now of a guy in the first page. I draw all other pages. She's all dirty of blood. All dirty. Her head is shagged. They don't have a brush to keep her hair beautiful. So it's a mess. And
When the villains took Law's helmet and Fast Draw's armor, they also took their brush.
yeah.
That's actually what Law has in his holster. He doesn't have a pistol. He has a hairbrush.
I think they thought he can't use a brush with a weapon, so let he keep with that. So in the first appearance of the of Law with Fast Draw, I draw the more cleaner, né? More the haircut more good, more because Petalist is you need a balance. Now I can't draw then with bloody drawing from her teeth and the hematomas on the because they punch it and they start beautiful. At least in the beginning of the story, that they must be beautiful. So I will
Dirty them
put
up a
it
bit,
then on
yeah.
the put it then on the swamp during the story.
Well, if you draw G.I. Joe again, having seen a story with men in the jungle and it's dirty, it would be interesting to see. And during the day, it would be interesting to see a different kind of story take place at night, or there are airplanes, or it takes place underground. So I hope you can come back and draw more G.I. Joe, and I would love to see more of these characters or any of the other characters. I'm G.I. Joe, the comic has been published for so long, and there have been some years where one artist draws the comic for a long time, and there have been other times where there's a different artist every issue. And sometimes that's because the editor is trying to figure it out, and the book has schedule and deadline problems. But these issues running right now, each issue is by itself, and each issue is drawn by a different artist on purpose. And the publisher likes to try out new artists. So I'm always sort of cautious or nervous when I see a name in the catalog for the upcoming issue of G.I. Joe. If it's someone who hasn't drawn G.I. Joe or who I don't recognize from a lot of comics that I read, and I was cautiously optimistic when I saw your name, but the issue really holds together. It's a great looking issue, and it's not just the drawing of faces, of guns, of the vehicles, of swamp, water and dirt. it's also the storytelling. When we're close, when we're far, when we're straight on, when we're low looking up, when we're up looking down, the acting, like, you know, having a panel like this, where Falcon comes up, you know, like this panel here, you know, like we can see him. Yep, we can see him in the previous panel, and now we're much closer, and there's all this tension. So not just the drawing. The drawing is excellent. The storytelling is excellent, and also Larry turned in a really good story. So I think you haven't worked with him before, you haven't drawn these characters before, but it all came together well. It's a very satisfying issue of G.I. Joe.
Oh man, thanks a lot. Really, really thanks a lot.
Brilliant.
You don't know how it is unknown. I feel it's a really honor for me. You don't know. You have my idea.
Wonderful. Is there anything else that I think we're wrapping up? We've been talking to you a long time and been using up your time very generously. You know, I've got kids to check on to make sure they're still alive. And I'm sure you've got things to be getting on with. But was there anything else that you wanted to say or sort of tell us about the process of making this issue that we've not touched on yet?
Oh well, don't know exactly. Well, if you all have questions, please let me know. If you want to talk more, I have all day here.
Are you sure you don't have a deadline on a lot of pages to draw?
Oh, I always give away. Don't worry about that. Just let me just lighten up.
I just had a thought as well when we were talking to Nitho. Do you know Nitho? Are you familiar with Nitho Diaz? Have you ever met him?
Oh, please, could you repeat, please? I don't know.
Are you familiar with the G.I. Joe artist Nitho Diaz, who also lives in Brazil?
The other? No. I know him just by name, but I never followed his work. Or I don't remember, but I think he lives near here in Visos, and don't know if here in the same state.
I forget the name of his city off the top of my head.
It was the third largest, right? Was he in the third largest city in Brazil? Am I making that up?
That sounds familiar, Tim.
I might be making that up. Kewber, do you have a? You're on social media. Do you have Instagram, Twitter, a website, places that you want our audience, our listeners and viewers to know to find you on the internet?
Yeah, my main social media is actually in Instagram, because I don't have my brain don't work to manage social media. So I have a website, but this website was not updating. I think about 3 years. Well, see, and I said you, I see you were accessing it and get the project now, the bibliography, but it's not even updated. I had a DeviantArt, an account on DeviantArt with a portfolio, but I don't know even if it exists yet, because it's about 9 years I don't update that. So,
what is your Instagram? Where can people find you there?
Yeah, my Instagram is Kewber Baal. It's the same name. It's this screen will be shown on anything. This screen.
Yeah,
can you
Mark,
the links from?
So I will appear shirtless for all the world. That's amazing to know. But because I've seen aqui kewberbaal.wordpress, and well, it's this name Kewber Baal. It's fine to find on Instagram. I had a Twitter account, but don't post so much. Usually I just repeat what I'm posting on Instagram. I post on Instagram, Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Well,
It's a lot of work to manage more than one or two social media accounts.
yeah,
And you've got some drawing to do, so
yeah, this is a problem because and think, well, if I will dinner, I think, well, I'm losing time right there. So I forget to eat, I forget to sleep, I forget to everything, to go get out home, I forget to pay bills. I have this hyper focus on what I'm doing and what I'm working. So it's reflects on on my social media. So I many times I post I do 3 posts in a day, 3 4 posts. So after that I stay 1 week posting nothing. So don't know if it's good or bad. And also I just have social media because to try to show my work because I I know I need this to people following and and like my work and try to get my the books I draw, not because they like what they're seeing. If I don't disclose what I do, no one will know what I do.
Yeah.
But just because of this, man, my uh, I had that Orkut, that I said before. After that, I just created a Facebook account because I had a problem with a script. I thought I was not understanding what to do there, much detailed. And in that time, the people said, "Well, the writer had a Facebook account. Talk to him." Oh man, I don't have a Facebook account. And cara, the guy said, "What? You don't have a Facebook account?" No. Man, you need to have a Facebook account. No, I don't need. So I created all these accounts just to contact the writers and contact the editors and this kind of stuff. But like right now, well, if I need to manage just one, at least one, I can manage that. So it's the Instagram.
Yeah. And
So need to follow updated work is on Instagram.
and
You can
I'll
find that.
also make sure that I share this on screen as well, because when I first sent an email reaching out to you and you said, "Oh, sorry, it's taken ages to reply." It wasn't even that long, but I'm sorry, I've taken ages to reply. And you attached an image. I was like, "What? You've sent me a picture of
Wow.
Falcon? Have you done this just for me, for the reply?" And you, yeah, just to say sorry for taking so long to email. So that's very cool. Thank you very much for that. But yeah,
Oh,
have to definitely share that with everyone because it's a nice little illustration there of Falcon.
well, I thank you for all this patience because I spent many days to reply an email and well you all who wrote me some days before confirming to do this podcast today, and well, I answered you yesterday at night. I think it was at night. So it's my head. Well, the guys there must be desperate because they have that they have the compromises. They have all the schedules, the things to do, and I don't answer. And I thank you for this patience for trust that I will appear today.
Well, thank you for replying and thank you for coming, and it's all come together. So perfect.
Shall we wrap up the show, Mark?
Yeah, so just leaves us to say thank you very much for being so generous with your time. It's been great talking with you and finding out more about you, your process, your work on G.I Joe. If you or the listeners want to find out more about us, you can visit talkingjoe.co.uk. And Tim, if people want to find you, they can find you in a couple of places, can't they?
My comic book store is Hub Comics in Somerville, Massachusetts, and my blog is a realamericanbook.com.
Perfect. So I think that's us.
Myself.
This is my turn, right?
I was going to say,
my
yeah,
turn.
well, so I think that's us done. But remember,
Nobody Beats Talking Joe, a real American podcast.
with a guy from England and Brazil. Laters. And that's us done.
I'm lost right now.
That's okay. That's okay. That's just us being silly.